There's something I really want to hammer home to anybody watching this video, and that's the fact that the vast majority of Americans are not about to retire at age 60 to 65, 70 years old, if that. Retirement in America has become such a luxury that only the filthy rich, the super rich or the filthy rich, can actually afford to retire comfortably to the point where you don't ever have to work again. And when I say that, I'm talking about like you got your feet kicked up on a yacht in the port of Spain, sipping on mimosas, day drinking martinis and whatnot. That's what I mean when I say retired. I'm not talking about, oh yeah, you're retired, but you got a second job, you're waiting to retire from that. I'm talking about fully retired. Fully retired to be able to do absolutely nothing, wake up when you want, do what you want. Basically, you got your own schedule. The vast majority of Americans are not going to achieve that because it's it's just not possible with today's market and today's inflation increase, everything increasing in prices. The cost of living in America in every state is increasing by the year. It's just not possible. I was crunching some numbers last night, and back in the 1980s, 1990s, a family of four or five, 4 to 6, could retire with about 200 to $500,000, live comfortably, just enjoy their life. Now, 2025, you need millions. I'm not talking about 1 million. I'm talking about millions, like multi millions. And even now, $1 million isn't enough to live off of. You could spend $1 million in a week. You know what I mean? I could spend a million if I really wanted to. I could spend $1 million in a day. If I really wanted to, $1 million could be gone like that in one day. And so when you when you really think about it, retirement in this day and age is a dream for the vast majority of people. And sad to say, most people aren't going to see that dream be fulfilled. When it comes to the retirement age, we've been sold a lie. We've been sold a lie where people used to say, oh yeah, you work till, you work, give your best years, give a company your best years, give the company that you're working for 40 to 50 years of your life. You're going to retire with a nice pension. You're going to go and you're going to keep your social security, your health benefits, and you ride off into the sunset. That doesn't even happen anymore. The amount of videos, the amount of people that I've spoken to, videos that I've watched where someone has worked so hard and worked at a company for 40 plus years expecting their pension to expecting them to gather their pension, and then when it comes quitting time to retire, that company just screws them and says no pension, no benefits, nothing. Even now, even this administration, man, think about it. They're trying to take away Social Security. And another thing, for those of you in the military, when you're in the military, if you do 20 years, you get a you get a pension. You get, I forgot how much it was, but you get some type of pension. And it gets to the point where it has gotten to the point where they're trying to take that away as well. And so it's the pension and it's the disability that you get from the military. They're trying to say, this administration is trying to say, if you don't get a 30% disability rate or higher, you don't get a disability check, you don't get any type of compensation. And that really leads you to think, like, what is going to happen to all these people? If you thought the veteran crisis of veteran homelessness was bad now, just imagine in the future. Imagine in the future when veterans get out of the military and they have no stream of income. They have no way to support themselves. Whether it's military, whether it's working at corporate America, or just working, just working a regular 9 to 5, retirement's going to be impossible. It's going to be nearly impossible. Excuse me, for the majority of Americans, and it just goes to show you that this country continues to go more and more downhill because most people can't even afford to live out here. The majority of Americans don't even have $1,000 to their name. The majority of Americans don't even have $1,000 to their name, but are taking these expensive trips to Vegas, to New York, to LA, and and to these foreign lands that they can't afford, knowing that they're in debt. Put everything on the credit card, right? And I venture to say that that a lot of people, they have no intention of paying that debt off, because once you accumulate a certain amount of debt, you can't pay it off because you're too far gone. You're too far gone to the point where it's impossible. You're just you're gonna accumulate more debt faster than you can pay it off. Interest rates are gonna increase the more you have debt on your card. Retirement's near impossible. You're not gonna be able to do it, and it just it leaves you wondering the fate the fate of this country. It just leaves you to think, like, what is really the end game here for most people. Honestly, I think most people just want to live their lives. I don't think anybody really cares about what they want to do, how they want to live, leaving a legacy. Sad in my opinion, but who am I to tell people how to live their lives? I'm just here to help those that actually want to make something of themselves, and actually leave a legacy behind. Retirement, if you actually want to retire, you just gotta keep going. You can't stay stagnant. Now is the time to actually make something of yourself. Now is the time to be able to actually focus on what you need to do in life to be able to get it and get out this rat race. Because I promise you, just like I said in most of my videos, I promise you, most people are not gonna make it out here. When this new world order comes, single currency system, and you can't do things because you don't have a certain. I mean, we already have it with credit scores, right? Um, where you can't do things because you don't have a certain whatever it is they have, single currency system. You're gonna wish you grinded now. You're gonna wish you actually did something with yourself now, and that's something that you got to take with you. That's something that you have to accept. It's a hard pill to swallow, but it's something that you have to swallow. Pause. Pause. You gotta you gotta make sure you get it. That's all I can say. Just focus. Stay focused and don't get left behind. Leave the world behind, but don't get left behind. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. More videos like this coming. More about future topics, things to help others. Share it with your friends, man. Take some advice. If any of this helps you, just take care of yourselves.